Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the studio, guys. We got a surprise shipment today. Was not expecting these to show up. I got a message about 10 o'clock this morning from our local hobby shop, Anderson RC. They got their shipment in. These are not my cars. This is my buddy Eric and my buddy Chris's cars. Not sure what we're going to do with Eric's yet, but Chris is going to allow me to unbox it. They let me go pick them up on the way home from work today because I pass the hobby shop about every day. So we're going to check out the new car. It just came out, and let's get this thing cracked open. All right, guys, before we crack it open, let's check out the box. The box art is awesome here lately. And Associated did just announce the RC10T Cliff-led edition, and that one's high on my list because it's cool. But these cars coming out every few weeks is getting kind of hard to keep up with. But this one's a must-have. 1993 World's Edition, Brian's car. It's a pretty close rendition from what I understand. Awesome logo on the box with the foil style RC10 logo and the Brian Kinwald Edition. Some of the cool features of the car: it's got the machined motor mount. The edges of the chassis are machined. The carbon shock towers that are metallic, that were made, I believe, by DA Graphite back in the day. The fact that they're doing that as a one-off for this car, that is awesome, and has to be somewhat expensive, I would imagine, because all these features are only come with this car. They don't come with any of the other editions that have come out, and if they did, it wouldn't really wouldn't make any sense to put Brian Kinwald parts on any other car. This side of the box, we got a little bit of history about Brian. Gene Husting. Brian's got a very lengthy sheet of accomplishments in RC racing, mainly off-road. And he actually went oval racing one time. They had the Ovalnator. He ran at Whippoorwill one time. At least I seen a snippet of it in a magazine one time, many years ago. The backside's got all of your features, all different languages, of course, and then an overview of the car. It's got Brian's battery strap, the hard anodized shocks, the shock towers, the machined edges on the chassis. It is a team car, so it's got the team car arms, one-piece wheels. So yeah, and the white, I think even the white nylon 440 nuts on the shocks was a feature that they had to a little bit go out of their way to mimic Brian's car. Little details like that really set it off, and it's pretty awesome. Looks like it does come with may or may not be titanium, but it has turnbuckles. Yeah, pretty awesome. That's pretty much it for the box. Let's crack it up and see what we got inside. Nothing like cutting these brand new seals. Somewhat stressful sometimes. But she's not new anymore. It's open. All right, first thing you see is, I guess this box is a display. If you unfold it and fold it back, however you got to do. It's got the cup from the World Championship 1993. And pretty awesome, they put the decal sheet right on top. And it's so cool to see Novak decals. Really brings you back. Reedy decals. You got a motor label. So if you have a modern motor and you want to mimic your old school Reedy motor, it's got a couple different motor labels. That's pretty awesome. Looks like there's another sheet behind it here. And we're not going to dig into that yet. Well, yeah, you might as well. Let's get the decals out. I want to see them. That's pretty neat. That's it looks like a 870 Yokomo. Check it out. Really cool retro decals. All the original sponsors from Brian's car: Airtronics, Team Turbo, which is the competition electronics chargers. It's got an HPI, but it says HIP. I wonder if they had to change that around. Sanyo batteries. Very cool. RC Off-Road Raceway. I imagine that must be his local racetrack. Yeah, I'm not a historian by any means as far as off-road racing goes, but if you're in RC at all, you know the name. And it's very cool to see this thing done, and it's very cool to see these old retro decals come back. First things first, it's almost like you're opening it upside down. A lot of times the chassis is on the bottom and the decals are buried underneath. There's a special edition chassis, and yes, it does have the machined edges. Very nice, polished edge. It's just machined off. They rounded the corners. A lot of this stuff was done back in the day to lose a little bit of weight and just add some style points, just to make your car personalized. Very cool, very cool. It does have a holographic Brian Kinwald Edition decal inside. The etching just has associated, so they really don't specify on the etching, and it is numbered. We got 0775 of how many, I don't know. But this is the only other car that's been numbered so far other than the 40th. So very cool to see that. I didn't know that was in there. The body, which is, I'm not sure which body this is. Again, not a historian on off-road stuff. But maybe the Mirage, maybe. But this is the body on the championship car, World's car. Very cool. And the big wing. There's the signature battery brace. It is just fiberglass. It's not the, it doesn't appear to be the carbon material. Kind of tell by the side if it's carbon or not. Let's crack it open and take a look. I want to get too much open here because we may not be building this one. This might be going back home to its owner. That is fiberglass. Okay, now we know. And got the bulkhead, already black. And the special edition metallic carbon fiber shock tower is in that box. The wing tubes are already installed, which is pretty cool. We got a carbon brace for the transmission in here, which is more the traditional woven carbon. And I believe that's all it's in the, that's the rear section, I guess, of the car. Servo mounts, tools, shock tool, your turnbuckles. They sound like titanium. They got a little jingle to them. And the bright white ball caps. These things are a little bit tricky to get on, a little tight, and but they're in there. Here's your transmission with black case, all your lube and such. So everything's nothing unusual there. Then we've got our rear arms. Arm mounts and rear bearing carriers or uprights are molded in that greenish white color. I guess it's got some fiber infusion or fiber type material in the nylon. And then the black arms, and it comes with a CVD style universal. These are not UJs. It does have a CV style joint. Looks very similar to an MIP, but slightly different. Very cool. Here's your front arms, which would be your team arms. It's got centered steering blocks on center axle. It goes straight through the kingpin, goes through the center of the axle. I don't know what degree the caster blocks are, but pretty neat to see the on-center axles or steering blocks. And here's your shock bag. You got your hard-coated shock bodies, and they do have the black bleeder caps, I do believe. If I can see them just right, I do believe they are the bleeder caps. Either way, I'm glad to see the black caps. They look so much better than the gold caps, which seems very odd on the four-wheel drive car. Here's your front shock tower, which is another special edition one-off Brian Kinwald design. Carbon fiber, and it's only a single hole, and it's got the geometry of Brian's design. And the world style steering in black. The black material is quite a bit stiffer than the white nylon. I'm wondering if it is composite or material, but it does seem a little stiffer than the white stuff. There's your nose plate. They did go through the trouble of machining the edge all the way around the nose plate, at least the exposed edge of the front kick-up. And it does have the AE stamped in. And there is the jewel. It is modified. It's got the back cut down through here with the machined edge, and then the machined surface for lightweight and the personalization features. We got the tires. This is a different style tire. Maybe not. Just an old school team car tire. Seems to be a pretty hard compound. Probably working some loose stuff, or it'll work good on the shelf for your shelf clean. 2.2-inch wheels all the way around. There's your wheel bearings. This is a full bearing kit. There's bearings throughout. It's not bushings. Aluminum wing buttons, and a pre-bent wire, and your gear cover. And last but not least, our instructions manual. And yes, the box is pretty awesome. It's got Kinwald's paint job in it. That's pretty cool. And those of you wondering about the paint job, no, there are no Kinwald decals in here. So if you want that Kinwald paint job, you're going to have to get crafty and do the paint job yourself, it appears. I was curious to see if it was going to have the decals to do the paint job, because the Jam & J car came with all the graphics. And they're not hidden in the instructions anywhere. We're not going to go through the instructions and look for any imperfections or anomalies. If we build one of these, I'm sure we'll hopefully not run across anything. Hopefully they straighten some of this instruction stuff up. Because this is a Brian Kinwald specific instructions, because it's got the shock tower and all in the instructions. And so this is a car specific instruction sheet. It's even got the machine motor mount, the battery straps. So hopefully they fixed any of the issues with the kind of mislabeled screws, parts and stuff. And shows you how to use the aluminum wing buttons, all that good stuff. How to cut your some Mirage SS. I thought it was a Mirage. Got some painting tips, but it don't come with any decals, so as far as the drips and the graphics. Then you get your window mask, a little ad for your associated products, and a strip of 3M two-sided tape, and an antenna tube if you need it, or if you're going old school and you need that corner marshal nose tickler hanging out. But yeah, let's get this thing boxed back up and we'll wrap this video up. Alright guys, that's it for our unboxing. I know it's not the most exciting thing to watch, but I was very curious about the graphics, whether or not the livery was going to come in the car, and it does not. So if you want the Brian Kinwald paint job, you're going to have to do it yourself, or get your painter to hook you up on that. It is pretty awesome to see all the sponsor decals and down to the numbers. Very cool. I would rather have paint myself, obviously, because that's a lot of stickers, and that would probably not last forever on the shelf. It'd probably start rolling up the edges and stuff. But for your average builder, that's probably going to be a slight disappointment. But very awesome that they got all the one-off parts, the one-off machine work. That's not going to be on any other car, I can't imagine, because this is Brian Kinwald's stuff. I can't imagine them putting that motor mount on anything else, especially the shock towers. So very cool that they did all the details. It's not just another RC10. It does have the details to set it apart, and that's very cool that they went that far. But yeah, and there's no way I'm getting this thing back in the box. I am shocked that this body came out with 0 damage. So we're not going to try to shove it back in there, because we're probably going to end up having to paint this soon anyways. But if we do, it's going on the whiteboard, and it's down the line a little ways. So we got a super body to paint this weekend. But yeah, appreciate you hanging out while we unbox a couple of cars. No, they're not mine, but you will see more of them soon. And if you want to see more of this, hit that subscribe button. And tune in Sunday. We'll be hopefully painting something. If not, we'll come up with something. So we'll have something out there. But anyways, yeah. comment, tell me what you think, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you Sunday. Thanks.